The fog has burned off on this fine Thursday morning. It's a beautiful look here over downtown. It is turning out to be a great day. You're going to love your Thursday afternoon. I'm Meteorologist Warren Sears. Thanks for joining us this morning. We have a good, solid late August day today. It is below normal. So temperatures this morning were comfortable. We've got mid 80s this afternoon. Normal highs this time of the year, usually in the upper 80s. So a lot to look forward to today. Do have a couple of thunderstorm chances that I'm watching. One specifically for tomorrow, Friday. We also have a slightly hotter day on your Friday as well. So that is something that we'll be getting to in just a few minutes. Let's first start with the now. Your Thursday. Look at this. A little warm in Garnett. I know you guys are probably thinking, oh, it's already 80 down here, but it is 68 in Kansas City still. Everyone else pretty much climbing to near 70 degrees here through the late morning, and we'll see numbers probably jump quite a bit to the 80s this afternoon. But what I'll say is the humidity, it's noticeable. I just stepped out not too long ago. And so, yeah, you can feel it a little bit, but it's not anything extreme or too wild. 84 today is your high temperature forecast. It'll feel up to about 87. So not too far off your actual air temperatures to what it will actually feel like out there today. Now tomorrow, a little bit of a different story. So I mentioned some higher heats back. It's not anything, again, extreme, but it is warmer than we've been here recently. Through the last few days. 88 is the forecast high on Friday. 96, though, is the feels like temp. So in the heart of the afternoon on Friday, as you're out and about, starting your weekend, maybe in happy hours or dinner plans you have, it'll be pretty toasty. So this is one of the warmer days that we'll have for a little while. Still, though, again, on paper, 88's not bad. 85 on Saturday feels like 89. So still fairly humid for Saturday, but again, it's not anything that we have to really avoid being outside in. No dangerous heat, just definitely some more uncomfortable conditions at times through the hearts of the afternoons. Let's get a look at that thunderstorm risk on your Friday. From the Storm Prediction Center, we do have a level 1 out of 5 risk, so there is a low-end chance that a storm could be a bit noisy, could be a bit punchy, and a little severe. So Friday afternoon, evening into the early overnight is the window. Northeast Kansas and Northwest Missouri, you are included where the ingredients are slightly more favorable in that level 1 out of 5. That does include Kansas City and especially points to the north. We're just right on the fringe of that level 1 out of 5 risk. So the latest data here, let's walk through it. I'm actually going to edit this real quick. I'm going to extend the time on it into Saturday morning. Let's do 4 a.m. Okay, so here is what radar could look like. This is one of our in-house high-resolution computers that does pretty well with this type of activity. The afternoon today, completely sunny, dealing with great conditions, pretty quiet overnight into early Friday morning. As you get to 9, 10 o'clock in the morning on Friday, could have a couple of showers and rumbles up near southeast Nebraska, far northwest Missouri, far northeast Kansas. Then as you get into the afternoon, some of those little cells are going to try to move closer to Kansas City, especially down 29, the Missouri River. Now, this activity is very spotty, and these would be brief showers and thunderstorms. I'm not too concerned about big, impactful, the whole night of storms or not being able to get outside. But through the dinner time frame on Friday, we'll probably have a few of these little pop-ups around. So just know, if you have outside plans on Friday evening, we have a 30 to 40% chance that one of these cells could make it to your area and briefly disrupt what you have going on. But we should be able to spend a good chunk of our Friday evening outside the way that it's looking right now. Now, into Friday night, early Saturday morning, got a couple more batches of showers and thunderstorms. This looks to be a little bit more widespread here. And this is where more of us could tap into a little bit of moisture as we're sleeping. Again, that level 1 out of 5 risk will remain through the early overnight. So could have an isolated strong to severe storm that we'll watch into early Saturday morning. And then Saturday does look to dry out at this point. With the severe threats and risk out there Friday evening and early overnight. Wind and hail would be the big concerns here, or the primary concerns with the environment that we have. Could have some gusts over 60 miles per hour, and then could have some hail up to quarter size. Again, those storms are going to be very spotty, though, as we look into your Friday evening and Friday nights. Overall, though, it's a pretty quiet stretch. The forecast is solid. A couple of warmer days mixed in. Got 88 on Friday, 85 on your Saturday. 30% chance for some rumbles early in the morning Saturday. Your Saturday morning temperature will be about 68 degrees for the low. 85 on Saturday afternoon, down to 64 Saturday night into Sunday morning. That'll be a beautiful start to the day there. And then Sunday night into Monday morning, as we start yet another work and school week there, 65 back to 85 Monday afternoon. Right now, we're seeing signs of Tuesday and Wednesday also being a little warmer and a little bit more humid. Upper 80s to near 90 with feels like temperatures probably in the mid 90s. So yes, there will be a few days over the next 7 that you'll be a little uncomfortable in the afternoons with the heat and humidity. But again, nothing that is extreme or nothing that has prompted any sort of alerts at this point. So, hey, it looks like a pretty solid stretch to me. This is a little bit more the summer that I can tolerate. I don't love the 90s and the triple-digit heat index values. So that will be nice to at least throttle back a little bit and have some more tolerable, comfortable conditions. And those mornings being in the 60s, to me, that is chef's kiss. Love to see it. All right, guys, that is it for your weather forecast. We're taking a quick break. When we come back, you've got your local news headlines with Taylor. Stick with us. Don't go anywhere. That's just a few minutes from now, and we'll be right back.
All right, good to see Herbie. Great to have the military out here. Appreciate everything they do for us so we can do what we do, all of us, in this tent included, right? So, and then we appreciate the people here at Missouri Western State University, St. Joe. They took great care of us, everything from food to making our beds to cleaning our rooms, and that can be a chore, I know, with some of my guys, but they do a great job of helping us out, and we appreciate their hospitality. With that, the way the quarterbacks will play this week, we'll go a quarter and a half with Justin, a quarter and a half with Garrett, and Chris will take the fourth quarter. It'll be somewhere in that area. Don't hold me to the play on that, but that's kind of going in. That's a rough itinerary. And then the rest of the guys will follow that schedule. So as far as injuries go, Jack Cochran and Connor tried it today. We backed off them. Just they will not play. Caldwell with his hyperextended knee, he won't play. Gelati has a plantar fascia that ruptured, he won't play. Holiday won't play, and Simmons and Trey won't play on the offensive line. The rest of the guys will get up and have an opportunity to get out there and do some things. And we'll see how playtime goes as we go through this thing. All right, well, that time's yours.
Andy, just your biggest takeaways from camp this year?
Yeah, I'll tell you, they worked. They worked hard, and I appreciated that. I thought we made progress. I mentioned before, I think it's the young guys that you're really looking at here. We have a number of them, and how they progressed and continue to progress will be a big part of this, how this team does. So, but I appreciate the way they went about their business. You have examples like Kels, he's the oldest guy on the team and came out every day. I mean, and worked to where you had to yank him out of there and to give him a breather. But and then Pat doing what he did with his knee and didn't miss a day, and Chris Jones, Bolton. I mean, these guys, you have leadership like that. That's important, and the guys I thought followed right along with him.
Speaking of Travis, I mean, he's been here since you got here in 2013. What kind of foundational pieces he's been to you with each training team?
Yeah, no, he's great. I mean, his attitude's great. He gets on guys. He's not afraid to do that. He brings energy. He knows when to cut it loose a little bit and have some fun. And then, he likes to give EB the business, and that's always entertaining too. So it keeps everybody on their toes.
Coach, you mentioned last week with the other injuries that there wasn't anything significant, but anything with the newer ones with Josh, Gelati, particularly?
Yeah, they're not. These aren't like extended injuries. They'll be back and just nicks and bruises type thing. So they're working through them, and they'll be back in and going.
Feeling good about Trey. We saw him doing boxes.
Yeah. No, Trey's he's making progress. So yeah.
Coach, who jumped out at you? Are there some names of young guys that really stood out in your mind as we break camp?
Yeah, I mean, you could take that rookie class and look at them. I mean, they all, I thought, had their day, and they added some consistency to their game. We always talk about stacking days and improving every day. Find one thing you can work on to get better at. All those things. I thought they handled that and tried to do that. So, but I mean, you could take that whole class there and I'd give them a thumbs up on how they went about their business.
Hey.
Andy, I know you said Patrick's not going to play this weekend. Is there any consideration to having him take maybe a series in the preseason finale? Is there any discussions about that? Just to give him
Nate, if you want him to do that, we'll put him in. Now, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Andy, you got to spend some time watching football across town here. St. Joseph Goats game a couple weeks ago. How cool was that? You get to see Deontay Smith, former Chief, and just getting to catch all that in.
Yeah, Boo Smith. Yeah, it was fun to watch. Steve Craig, I know, is a big part of this community, and he takes a lot of pride in that team. And I love the show. It was great. I would have liked that the air conditioners didn't break in the building, but that's all right. It kept it football. It was a hot day out here, and we just continued on with the day there. So, but congratulations to them for winning the championship. That's it doesn't matter what level you're at; it's a championship, and they were the best at what they did, and my hat goes off to them. But it was fun, yeah. With the exception of getting hit in the head with the ball, it was good.
Okay, guys. Thanks.
All right, good. Yep.
Close us out. Fire away, guys.
Nick, did you think you maximize this training camp?
Yeah, I think chin to the hairline, and obviously physical conditioning, communicating, understanding how guys need to hear verbiage. I think I did a great job with that so far. Still just a foundation, a lot of things still to correct and clean up and kind of get better with as we keep going. But yeah, I think I did a great job so far.
You know, it's not like you have another NFL training camp to compare it to, but getting away and spending the night in dorms, and do you think there's advantage to that?
Yeah, when you're here, it's just ball. You know what I'm saying? Not really outside factors. I mean, you got family and stuff you can talk to at the day's over with, but just from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, it's just football. So I enjoy it. I think the guys enjoy it. It's been a great framework that's worked for us for the past couple of years, so we're going to keep doing it.
I think what's been the most amazing part to you about the last 9 months with Patrick?
Yeah, man. Just seeing how much he's committed to the team. Doesn't have to be that way. He came in as the season's over with. I came back just to pack up my stuff. He was already there. I came back a couple times throughout the summer. He was there. I think I came down there. He took a vacation week maybe, and he came back and he was still there. So I just saw the commitment he is to the team, how much it means to him on a personal level, but also for just being there for his teammates, for his brothers.
Have you ever seen that before?
From a quarterback, I have not. It's been different, definitely.
Nick, what has Travis meant to being out here each camp for you?
Yeah, obviously he's getting a little bit older in the years, man, but the resiliency to show up every single day, even if he doesn't feel 100%, give him as much as he can, 100% of what he has. I think that resonates with the team, man. There's no excuses when you got the old guy out there running routes and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been fun to watch him work.
Nick, you got a pretty thin linebacker group as it is, and now there's some injuries as well. How do you feel like everybody has been dealing with that so far?
Yeah, it's always next man up. Put a lot of faith in guys from chin to hairline, understanding the scheme and getting guys lined up and excellent communication. I think we've done a great job with that part. Obviously, we want to get some of those guys back when they get healthy. But obviously, Jeff, Jack, Coop, all the rest of those guys, man, they've been full speed ahead, communicating, executing the game plans, and that's what you want to see.
A couple more.
What's it like having Cam Jones back?
Having Cam Jones, it's good to have Cam back. Obviously, he couldn't make the team last year, ended up getting cut at the end of camp, but having him back, you can see he remembers a lot of the scheme. He came in the very first day, able to give us some productive reps, but also just having his personality. We always have a lot of those guys in there. A fun guy, goofy guy. We got a lot of serious guys in our locker room, our linebacker room, so having somebody with a little personality, a little goofiness kind of helps a little bit.
What stood out about the team's offense, your guys' offense, just biggest takeaways?
Yeah, man, they did a great job of mixing the runs, pass, play, actions, but also just being continuity, coming together. A lot of guys are dinged up. We got a lot of young guys come in and get some snaps. We got some moving parts in the O-line as camp kind of got on, and you can kind of see they're kind of gelling together, being able to communicate, asking the right questions at the line of scrimmage and get some good checks and stuff like that. So I was super proud about that part.
Nick, for you, what's the memory you're going to take away from this camp versus any other?
Yeah, man. This camp probably felt longer. It's been different for me in terms of the amount of padded practice days and the duration of the days we were here. But yeah, I think it's a great foundation. Kind of helped me push myself mentally and physically. So I think I'll probably carry that throughout the season.
What's special to you about Military Appreciation Day?
Yeah, man. Just I have family in the military, obviously, but just having opportunities to give thanks to them. This is their Super Bowl to come out to this, and they do a lot of things for us so we can play in the Super Bowls and stuff like that. So just on a little creation, shake hands, lock eyes, face-to-face conversation, just have something genuine right there. I think that's pretty special for us.
Like, what's the biggest relief? Like, just the final day of camp, is it like, okay, we made it through the toughest part, or is it like, okay, now we get to go back home and stay in our homes?
Yeah, I think Coach mentioned something like it's not like we climbed Mount Everest as a comment, but like we just kind of did the foundation. We kind of got through the part that built the foundation, get you some physical conditioning, and then from here on out, it's kind of what we do from here. So obviously, camp is over with. It's happy to be back at the house, but you've got a lot of work to do still.
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for staying with us here on KCTV5 Plus, giving you a live look at our KCTV5 tower under much clearer skies. This morning, it was pretty foggy in different parts of the metro. If you were with us on our morning newscast, then you might recall, especially some parts of I-435 and also I-29 to our north. But we are seeing so much more progress, things looking a lot better. I want to formally welcome you in today. I'm Taylor Johnson. And speaking of the weather, there are some parts of our area that are still trying to recover from the storms that we saw Tuesday night into yesterday morning, particularly over in the KCK area. Take a look at this video here. Now, one thing that we do want to mention is that some KCK schools were canceled today due to a lot of customers not having power, and the storm damage is still knocking out things like bus services across the area. So no solid word on tomorrow yet, but they are watching conditions, and of course we're going to keep you updated. And also more than 11,000 people in KCK are still without power. So that is something to keep in mind as well. But our crews were out all over the Kansas side. And the imagery that you see here is jaw-dropping. You see trees snapped in half, power lines down. And the Board of Public Utilities says that cleanup and power restoration, it could take days here, as a lot of people are just trying to get back on their feet in all of this. And so our Maya Engel is in a hard-hit neighborhood with a look at what people are dealing with this morning. She was in the thick of it yesterday and joins us with the progress.
We are getting a better idea of what residents here in the Quindaro neighborhood are waking up to this morning after those powerful storms rolled through the area on Tuesday night. So take a look at the house behind me here on Webster Avenue. This is what a lot of houses around here look like. Massive trees completely uprooted, debris all over the yard. And take a look at that tree in the back that's uprooted. That one fell on the house. Now, there is a place starting today where you can take all of your storm debris. The unified government has extended hours at the Recycling and Yard Waste Center. That address is 3241 Park Drive. Now open daily from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. through August 29th. That is a Saturday. Now, another thing on top of all of this damage, folks here still do not have power. And the Board of Public Utilities says prepare for a multi-day outage. They are going block by block trying to restore power, but it's going to be a couple of days, so they're asking everyone to be patient and make sure you're checking on your neighbors during this time.
Important things to keep in mind there. That is our Maya Engel once again. But the Roswell Church of Christ was also seriously damaged, and they won't be able to have services in their building for a while. KCTV5's Chandler Watkins stopped by the church on Roswell Avenue, where members showed up to see the damage for themselves.
The sound of chainsaws could be heard well into the afternoon. The Roswell Church of Christ was one of the buildings hardest hit by this storm.
Unbelievable, just unbelievable. Wow.
Andrea Smith was one of the church members who had to see the damage for themselves.
The wall caved in right here.
Minister Artrell Harris walked us through the damage inside, from the debris in the aisle to the sunlight streaming through the roof.
We'll be praying about how to rebuild, how to reset. The community will come alongside of us, and we'll be working it out every day.
The church is waiting to hear back from the insurance company, and for now will continue their worship in Overland Park. Reporting in KCK, Chandler Watkins, KCTV5 News.
All right, a lot to deal with there. You may remember these images from yesterday. This is the apartment building near the downtown airport where 61 people don't have a place to call home after the storm tore the roof off their apartment complex. This is near 169 Highway and Harlem Road. On North 26th and Greenlee, a fallen tree crushed the roofs of 2 homes, but by morning, neighbors were already stepping in to help. This is over in KCK. Crews worked through the day to safely remove the tree, and residents say they didn't have to ask twice for a helping hand.
You got people that's willing to get out and not even ask. They just come and start helping you. And you don't have to worry about, not knowing who you're dealing with in your neighborhood. You already know who they are. You know what they're going to do because you see it every day.
Neighbors helping neighbors, always such a beautiful thing. Well, officials say if you see a down power line anywhere in the area, just stay away from it. The Red Cross is helping those families and others impacted by the storms. The organization opened a shelter that's now at the Earl Watson Community Center. The address is right here on your screen, and if you or someone you know needs help, you can head there. You don't need any identification to stay there. All right, so in other news today, months of renderings, presentations, debates over a new Royals downtown ballpark comes to a head today. City Council votes on the Royals Stadium lease, turning a proposal on paper into a real-world possibility. And it comes at a cost, though. Our Janae Hancock is at Crown Center this morning, and today's vote locks in hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars.
Today's funding vote is a big step, but it is not the final step. Even if the lease gets approved later on this afternoon, there is still one major vote that is standing in between this plan and a stadium being built in this area. So let's jump into everything that you need to know. It is important to note that today only covers the lease and funding. The zoning approval needed to actually build here doesn't go to the full council until September 3rd, and both votes they have to pass. But not everyone is on board just yet. One council member says the city still hasn't gotten the financial homework that it was promised on how $600 million in public taxpayer bond money would be paid back.
We were supposed to be receiving a third-party financial analysis. We have not received that yet. And so to say that we're going to sign off and allow the city manager to execute on all these agreements without a financial analysis, I think is reckless.
It's a $3 billion project as we look at it, between the stadium and the development that will surround it. We're privately investing $2 billion.
So that vote today, it is set to get underway at around 2 p.m. And of course, we will be there to bring you the latest developments, the results as they come down. And as we look ahead to September 3rd in that zoning vote, we will bring you the latest. So be sure to follow us on all of our platforms. Here at Crown Center, Janae Hancock, KCTV 5 News.
Missouri voters, you won't get to vote on the state's new congressional map, at least for now. A judge upheld the Secretary of State's decision to keep the map off the November ballot. Opponents are expected to appeal, which means the case could likely be on its way to the state Supreme Court, but the clock is ticking. A final decision has to be made before September 8th when ballots are printed. Here's what's at stake here. The redrawn map, it divides Kansas City between the 4th, 5th, and 6th congressional districts. Here is a look at how it's broken down, and it does favor Republicans in all three, making Democrat Emanuel Cleaver's November re-election a bit more difficult. A Kansas City man now admits he set the fire that killed his own mother. Prosecutors charged 36-year-old Ryan Willis with murder and arson after Tuesday's deadly blaze on Agnes Avenue. Investigators say surveillance video shows Willis lighting objects on the front porch, and he later confessed to using a book and a lighter to start the fire. His mother, 59-year-old Shirley Willis, died inside. A judge set his bond at $250,000. A popular food hall is serving its last meals this weekend. Parlor will close Saturday night, citing fewer visitors and changes around the business. 7 vendors and up to 30 employees say they learned about the closure last week, leaving workers scrambling for jobs.
How did they prioritize social media over telling the employees? Saving face for who? Like, you're going to need people to work for you later on if you do decide to go into business.
You know, this was a very popular spot in the area for a lot of people. We did reach the company that owns Parlor, but they did not respond to our questions. So for our folks in Gardner, no more flock cameras there. They have decided to pull the plug on the license plate readers. The Gardner City Council voted Monday night to cancel the contract with Flock. It comes amid recent privacy concerns. And just a few days ago, Flock Safety's CEO announced plans to add more oversight and shorten data retention times on its system nationwide. Well, how about this? So there's a new star that's stealing the show in Overland Park, and he's not even human. Before the spotlight, though, his story started somewhere a lot less glamorous. Claire Decatur shows us how it all came together.
This is Rocky, the dog who is officially a theater star. But let's pause, because his story doesn't start here, playing Bruiser in Legally Blonde at the new theater and restaurant. It starts here on the streets of Kansas City just after Christmas, when a carpenter working on the show found a cold, shivering Yorkie. They did everything they could to find Rocky's original family, but when one door closes, another opens. Enter Austin, a swing tech who builds the sets and runs the show.
Had just closed on a house with a yard, so I was in the market for a dog, so I instantly took him in once we figured out he wasn't chipped or belonged to anybody.
Austin adopted him, bringing him from the streets to the stage.
Where I was sneak up, sweetheart. President of
And it didn't take long for everyone to realize Rocky was born for the spotlight.
Like a month or two after I took him in, management asked me if I wanted Rocky to be Bruiser, and I said yes. No auditions required. They kind of just took one look at him and was like, that's our Bruiser.
You can catch Rocky at New Theater and Restaurant in Legally Blonde until September 6th. In Overland Park, Claire Decatur, KCTV 5 News.
How cute is that? Shout out to Rocky. Okay, so we know that it can be really difficult to get your kids to eat breakfast in the morning when they're rushing off to school, well, this next story that we have here will give you some ideas and plans to just make it a little bit more fun for them.
Just getting out the door before school can be a tough task, but making sure your student can power through the day doesn't have to be hard.
What we want to make sure is that it has balance and some good protein in it to help get them to maybe the next snack or that next lunch.
Catherine Sherry with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta says if your child doesn't enjoy eating first thing in the morning, that's okay. The meal doesn't have to be large, she says, to just give them some sort of protein and a carb that can help them kick off the school day.
That would be something like a whole wheat piece of toast with some peanut butter, maybe some hummus on there.
Other simple and effective healthy breakfast ideas: Greek yogurt, add berries and nuts or seeds. Sherry says you can also mix in peanut butter for another pop of protein, or a little honey or maple syrup. Just limit the overall sugar content.
A breakfast also doesn't just have to be breakfast food. It can be leftover dinner. We could have a turkey wrap. We could have a peanut butter and banana sandwich.
Sherry says breakfast pizzas can also be a hit. Whole wheat tortilla, a little sauce, maybe some leftover beans or chicken from the night before, and pop it in the oven to warm it up. Breakfast burritos are also good on the go. Pack them with eggs, veggies, avocado, and cheese. And she says to make them ahead of time.
Freeze them, and that's something quick and easy that we've made in bulk and we can have multiple times throughout the week.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Well, look who I brought up in here with me, Meteorologist Warren Sears. So you're going to be my What's Trending partner today.
Let's do it. I'm a little
excited.
nervous. I was telling Mike just a minute ago, I'm not the best pop culture guru, but we'll see.
But you don't have to know everything. All you need is just to have a good take, a good opinion on something. Some things, are pretty straightforward. We're just going to, chat it up and yap it up like we always do. All right. Well, with that being said, we are going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we will get into what is trending. All right. We are back. Taylor Johnson, Warren Sears, my homie. It's time for What's Trending. And we have a few things to get into. And honestly, a few of these stories are ones that I have been trying to do all week. Okay. But the Chiefs press conferences have been blowing us out of the water. So we haven't really had a time to sit and chat. So now is our opportunity. And this first story, of course, I mean, it's a tragic one. But there seems to end up being new twists and turns when it comes to the passing of actress Hayden Panettiere. So the DEA has now joined the investigation into her death. That's according to the New York Times and ABC News, citing sources familiar with the matter. So Panettiere died Sunday at an apartment in Greenville, South Carolina. The coroner's office said first responders found her in cardiac arrest and tried unsuccessfully to resuscitate her. Dispatch audio from broadcastify.com references a possible overdose. Authorities have not addressed whether an overdose actually took place. The coroner's office said an autopsy Monday revealed no signs of trauma that would have contributed to her death. And no cause or manner of death has been determined, pending the results of additional testing. Panettiere, a one-time child star who soared to fame while navigating addiction and postpartum depression as an adult, was just 36. She addressed her struggles in a memoir. And since she has passed, I have seen so many posts just about the impact that she had on people's lives, and her memoir has sold out.
Oh, has it?
Yes.
I've seen a lot of clips as well. One of the more prominent movies I know her from is the Bring It On movie.
Yeah,
and
she's
I've
like
seen it. Yes,
crumping.
I've seen a ton of those clips coming up on social media. A lot of celebrities too, just so upset at this because she's been around the industry for so long.
Yeah.
And that just like makes you think too. Child stars.
They go through a lot.
It's tough, and they're in the spotlight for so long. And just makes you realize that they are human beings going through the same stuff that everyone at home goes through as well. So yeah, sad to hear, but I know a lot of people are anxiously awaiting to see what led to this.
Yeah, what really happened. It's a lot of moving parts related to it, in reference to like who was with her when it happened and all those things. And I guess I can admit, I didn't follow her enough in recent years to know that she had these struggles that she was dealing with. So it's always so sad when celebrities are connected to drug abuse, and sometimes that does end up being their demise. So we'll continue to watch this story and see what comes of it next. So this is another one that's always been a constant talker. Harry and Meghan, I feel like their situation has caused some controversy, leaving the royal family, moving to America. Well, now they are reportedly moving back to the UK later this month, and they have already enrolled their children, 7-year-old Prince Archie and 5-year-old Princess Lilibet, into school. The couple will remain non-working royals and are expected to settle into a private home outside London. The couple stepped away from royal duties in 2020 before moving to California. King Charles was made aware of their plans on Sunday. And also, King Charles was diagnosed with cancer, so this may also be a reason that they're going back. As you know, Prince Harry lost his mom at a young age, so it probably is important to be back with your parents. But I was in London a couple years ago, and my tour guide was not a fan of Meghan Markle.
Okay.
I know a lot of people have their
strong opinions.
Yeah, very strong opinions about her and the both of them together. I don't know if you ever watched their Netflix documentary. Did you?
I didn't know, but I know a lot of people that have and that are huge royal. I mean, some people eat, sleep, and breathe royal family.
Yeah.
Like they love anything that surrounds them. I am not one of them. I don't know as much about this topic as a lot of other people probably do, but yeah, I know it's been controversial for sure.
Yeah, I did watch both the weddings. Prince William's wedding, I think I must have been in like middle school or high school.
Sure.
And then, I watched Harry and Meghan, and they're like hours and hours ahead of us. So I'm like up early in the morning because you just for me, I wanted to see what the dresses were going to look like and like who some of the guests were going to be.
Sure. Oh.
And like Harry and Meghan had like Oprah and Serena Williams. They had all kinds of people. And I kind of feel bad for the royals in general because I think like taxpayer dollars pay for their life.
Okay,
that that's the reason why the paparazzi like flocks on them so hard, and it's not a whole lot that they can do about it.
Right, they're literally born into it.
Yeah, which sucks. And so in the documentary for Netflix, when they moved over to the States, Tyler Perry had put them in one of his houses thinking that they would be secluded. And I mean, there were paparazzi like on boats and like in the sky, just trying to get glimpses of them. So I don't blame them for trying to just take that time off.
Oh, absolutely. I'm curious about what it's like getting back. You know, they're going to move back. What are their duties going to be? Because I think there was, obviously this big separation. So I'm sure the royal family is not going to be thrilled about just letting them back in.
Like,
yeah, come on back. Absolutely. And then, now they've got kids that are growing up, and like, what a interesting situation for these kids to now be walking back into.
Yeah.
Because they probably only know not being a part of it. Because it's been a few years, like 4 years, right? Or something like that since they left.
They said 2020, so that's like 6.
Oh, wow. Okay. So yeah.
It's been a minute.
So yeah, wow.
All right.
Wow.
Wow. Well, speaking of royalty, let's talk about pop royalty. So in the 5th decade of her producing music, Madonna continues to show a remarkable ability to reinvent herself. So the singer leads this year's VMA nominations with 11. Most of those are for her Confessions 2, the film, which is a short-form video companion piece to her album of the same name. The EDM-heavy and critically acclaimed follow-up to the 21-year-old Confessions on a Dance Floor was released last month. And get this, she achieved the unthinkable, beating out Taylor Swift, who was up for 9 awards. Ariana Grande and Sabrina Carpenter are also being considered in 7 categories. And this year's VMAs will be back in LA. They're going to be on CBS, MTV, and Paramount Plus, September 27th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And honestly, I think this is kind of cool because Madonna was there when MTV started.
Yes.
So talk
the
about like full circle.
iconic days of MTV.
Yeah, and MTV just kind of, well, the music video portion of it just died. Like I think they just stopped. But I don't know. Madonna had it like that still these days.
Good for her. Did I hear EDM?
EDM, yes. You like a little oonce, don't you?
I do, but for those of you at home, that's like dance music. Like you would, hear that like at a club or a rave or something, and that's not what I think of when I think of Madonna.
Right.
So I'm very curious. And she's got some good beats in her stuff, don't get me wrong. But I'm curious as to what a Madonna EDM album is going to sound like. But
you might have to give it a listen.
She has my attention. I'm intrigued.
Yes, 11 nominations, beating out the new girls.
Yeah.
She still got it for
still
sure.
Got it, absolutely.
Gee, so were you ever like a award show watcher?
Yes, when I was younger, I loved the Nickelodeon
the Kids' Choice
Awards.
Yeah.
I loved my friends and I, we would sit and watch them. Because back in the day, obviously, you had. Everything came on at a certain time, and there was no going back to watching it or streaming it or whatever. So we would get our goodies and junk food and watch Teen Choice Awards and Kids Choice Awards. The Kids Choice Awards were funny though because they always got slimed.
The slime.
They would open the box of the award and it would
and they get the orange.
Like that Katy Perry video of her getting slimed, and so I loved those. But as I've been older, I watch them with my mom and dad like on Sunday nights sometimes when I was in like high school and stuff, but. Not something that I watch a whole lot now, but you like award shows.
Oh, I love them. Now, because I have to be at work early on Monday morning, I don't watch them, at appointment time like I used to. But it was a whole event. I'm watching the red carpet.
Yeah, you love that part too.
The main event.
The intervies.
The after show.
Yeah, the after shows.
What they call it? Fashion police. Like the whole 9 yards. But I also just loved the performances and just to see like what some of the surprises would be. We got so many iconic moments from the VMAs. One that I always like to revisit is Britney Spears with the big snake.
Oh, that was at the VMAs.
That was pretty major. And then like 1 year NSYNC was performing. They were performing the song Pop, and then they had like this little Etch-a-Sketch, and then the Etch-a-Sketch created Michael Jackson's figure, and then he came out. So it was just like stuff like that. Then of course the VMAs gave us Kanye West.
that whole situation.
Just a whole lot going
Interesting.
on.
Yeah, go Madonna. Look at you.
Get it, girl. Yes, continue to take over MTV. Okay, so this is another music story. This is about my girl Megan Thee Stallion. She has announced a new partnership with Interscope Records, so the label will provide worldwide distribution for her label, Hot Girl Productions. The singer keeps complete ownership of her masters and publishing in the deal, which is a really big deal. The announcement follows her teasing her next album, which doesn't have a title yet. Megan says it'll be a reintroduction to her alter ego persona, Tina Snow. She promises lots of collaborations, including some shockers. But I love this part here about her taking ownership of her masters and her publishing, because a lot of artists don't do that. And then, because you remember, like, Taylor Swift had to re-record all her stuff. And I think she did get her publishing and her masters back, but a lot of the times they have to fight for it.
Yeah. Don't even think about that when you're listening to music, you know? You just assume that they are making all this money off of the tracks, which they are, but you don't even think about the legality and, like, who also owns rights to what. And that seems like that's being a little bit pushed toward more with artists these days.
Yes, I love that. More, just more, I don't know if I want to say literacy, but just more wisdom and more knowledge. There's so many stories of, like, talking about kid stars and like groups that were young, and they're just like, oh, we get to be famous, or we're going to make some money, let's sign this contract, and they don't read through them. And then they find out they owe for their transportation, they owe for their food, and all this stuff.
Or the money's not even theirs to use, how they wish. And
so good for Megan. She's one of those people that I consider an alter ego of mine. Like, she says all the things that I would never say.
Okay.
But I'm like, I can get behind it.
She's got a good platform.
She does.
She's got some good songs out there too. I always get excited to hear, like, what artists are, who they're featuring in tracks. I love a good feature.
Yeah, I was actually trying to think of, like, who else I would want to see her collaborate with. She's already done one with Beyonce. She's done one with Cardi.
Right.
So I'm like, who else do I love that I would want her to do a collaboration
Maybe
with?
they'll be on there.
All right, we'll see. We'll get a little part 2. All right, so I think this one will be fun to talk about as well. So Anne Hathaway and Dwayne Johnson have received Disney's highest honor. The two stars were among 11 honorees inducted as Disney Legends during a star-studded ceremony at Disney's D23 fan event in Anaheim. So Hathaway was honored with a tribute featuring The Devil Wears Prada 2 director David Frankel, and a video message from Anna Wintour, and Emily Blunt presented Dwayne Johnson with his award. The 2026 class also included Lin-Manuel Miranda, Bob Iger, who is the former CEO of Disney, and the Jonas Brothers, who are coming here in the coming months on tour. So I know you were a Disney watcher.
Sure.
So who are your Disney legends?
Who?
I would not have said those two.
No, I don't think of right.
all.
When you think of Disney, you don't really think of The Rock and Anne Hathaway.
At all.
When I think of the Disney that I loved in the time frame, the Sprouse twins.
Oh yeah, Dylan
I
and
loved
Cole.
Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. I feel like, I don't know, that the era when I was growing up with Disney, it was like that show, Hannah Montana, That's So Raven, High School Musical stuff coming out. So some of them are definitely iconic building blocks of Disney shows and whatnot. So I would say probably in that mix of people, I don't know.
The Jonas Brothers?
Jonas Brothers, I guess. I just don't think of them as Disney when I think, but Camp Rock, obviously.
Yeah, and they had, like, their little music videos would be on there.
Right.
That's how I know so many of their songs, because of Disney Channel.
Yeah, and do you think that they sing? I'm sure they do sing some of their old, like, Disney era stuff.
They gotta sing
when they
Burning
tour.
Up, at least.
Burning Up in year 3000 is what I think of.
3000. Yes.
But yeah, no, good Disney stars. I mean, good for The Rock and Anne Hathaway, but yeah, definitely not who I'm thinking of on my Mount Rushmore of Disney people. You know?
Exactly. I feel like the Raven is Disney Channel.
Yeah.
Like, period.
Yep.
Whenever I think of Disney, I think of her. And then I'm really excited to see, because they're doing this new Cheetah Girls or whatever. So I can't wait. Did you know about that?
No.
Yeah, they're doing another Cheetah Girls, and she's going to be in it.
She is.
Because they did a third one, and she wasn't in that one. She's going to be in it.
Okay.
I think Adrienne Bailon is going to be in it.
Okay.
One of them is going to be missing.
Okay. So is this Cheetah Girls 4?
Yeah, Cheetah Girls 4. But it's kind of like a new generation.
Sure, quite a bit older now.
Yeah, yeah.
Not quite the same story, I'm sure.
They're kind of done with it. But yeah, and I guess maybe they gave The Rock the award because of Moana. I know that like the kids love Moana.
Yeah.
Which I have not seen.
Yeah, you forget who the actors are in the animated movies just because you don't see them.
Right. Exactly.
You just hear their voices.
The Rock, he does a lot. So shout out to him.
Yeah, he's talented.
So another thing that the kids love that I hear about is K-pop Demon Hunters.
Okay, I'm not much on this.
I don't know much about it either, but a Christian metal band called Demon Hunter is suing Netflix over the streaming platform's animated musical film. So Netflix put the film on its platform in June of last year. Let's see here. But the band was formed in 2000. So they want Netflix to stop using the phrase K-pop Demon Hunters in things like music releases on DVDs, bumper stickers, wall calendars, and live events. The lawsuit also objects to the company's plans for K-pop Demon Hunters live events and seeks damages and lawyers' fees. A representative for Demon Hunter declined to comment on the legal action. A Netflix representative said the allegations are without merit and the company intends to fight the suit. So here's my thing. There are a lot of things out here that can be similarly named in our two different things.
Right.
Christian music and animated movie.
Right.
You know, that's just like the people who were trying to sue Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce over 1587.
Right. Right. It's one of those things too. It's K-pop Demon Hunters and Demon Hunter. Like that's not even it's clearly not it's not like it's Demon Hunter and Demon Hunters. Like they have a whole nother word in front of it or K-pop like phrase. I just think that that's a little silly. But what Demon Hunter now is getting is all of this publicity because I don't even know who Demon Hunter is. No shade to Demon Hunter.
That's a word.
But I don't even know who Demon Hunter is. So now this lawsuit that's being talked about, obviously, we're talking about it here in Kansas City, you know, I'm sure they're talking about it everywhere, is getting named to Demon Hunter, who I'm sure now is getting more listens and whatnot. So maybe that's why I don't know. Who knows?
And maybe that'll be their reward out of all of this. Because I feel like if Netflix has someone saying that these allegations are basically without merit and they intend to fight, then there probably is some, probably not much to it.
Right. And also what they want them to stop using basically any name. Anything with the name on it.
So it's like, what are you doing though?
Yeah.
With the name. You've been around since 2000.
Right. Clearly.
So, all right. Demon Hunter. Good luck to y'all.
Good luck.
All right, so let's finish this out on a light note. So comedian Nate Bargatze, and he was here not too long ago, he has made history. The Guinness World Record says he sold the most tickets ever for a stand-up comedy tour. Guinness says fans snapped up more than 2 million tickets over the span of 16 months for his Big Dumb Eyes tour. That tops the 1.98 million ticket number that Jeff Dunham posted for his tour over 35 months this time. Bargatze's secret weapon might be children, as a 47-year-old's comedy is clean and marketed for the whole family. I've never seen his work. Have you?
Quite funny. And you know what has to be one of the hardest things ever, being a stand-up comedian, because, I mean, your stuff has to really hit. For a room full of thousands of people to be laughing and to sell tickets like that, so many people, I'm sure, try to be stand-up comedians, and you just have to have it. And clearly he's got it. But yeah, he's got more of a clean approach, which is, you know what? Most comedy that I've seen, or stand-up comedy, people use insane profanity, and it's funny because, we laugh at cuss words and dirty jokes and whatnot, but to do it clean is a whole nother talent.
And I would say that's probably a bigger skill, because you don't have the crutch of the vulgarities to lean on.
Right.
So shout out to him. Well deserved.
Yeah, good for him.
All right. Well, we also deserve this upgrade in our weather conditions after those storms that we saw. So meteorologist Warren Sears is going to take over the chair and give you one final look at the forecast before our new newscast. Going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
All right, thanks for sticking with us. I'm meteorologist Warren Sears. After a little What's Trending with Taylor, that was fun. Never done that before, but we're going to roll into the forecast now here through the rest of this week and your upcoming weekend. Let you know what to expect as you roll into your Thursday afternoon and Friday as well. I know your weekend plans are largely at the mercy of the weather. Mine are always. So we'll get that ready to go for you. I first want to talk about today. Let's get a look here at your forecast and your current conditions. 76, we've jumped pretty fast. Last time we talked about an hour ago, it was 68. So we've jumped a lot. 85 in Garnett's our warmest reading, 84 in Ottawa. Everyone else pretty much in the 70s. Looks solid. Looks like a really nice day. The rest of your afternoon and evening, all nice. Look at this. 78, 84, 84, 78 by 9, 73 at midnight. So really a comfortable evening. It'll be a little warm in the heart of the afternoon in the direct sun, and there's not much of a breeze today. That's also worth noting. But by the time you get closer to sunset, I think it'll be beautiful. I think it'll be so nice, which I'm excited about myself. Walking the dog right around sunset is a nice treat this time of the year. So today your 84 will feel like 87. It's a little bit humid out there, but not bad. The mugginess goes up a bit on your Friday, though, and so do your temperatures. So tomorrow will be pretty toasty, coming in at 88, feeling as hot as 96, and then into your Saturday will throttle back. 85 feels like 89. Now tomorrow, Friday, we do have an opportunity for some thunderstorms here. Could have some spotty activity in the afternoon, early evening. This is a hit and miss type deal. This is not a widespread storms all evening, all night kind of event. But if you have outdoor plans Friday afternoon, evening, early, overnight, just prepare. I just want you to know that there is an opportunity for a few thunderstorms. And I'll show you what radar could look like here in just a second. There is a level 1 out of 5 risk for a storm or two to be on the stronger to severe side. That 1 out of 5 risk includes the chance for 60+ mile per hour wind gusts and also some hail to quarter size. So it depends on where those storms are able to set up, but that is where we're going to watch for this better ingredient zone in northeast Kansas, northwest Missouri. So as you roll through your day today, again, mostly sunny, mostly clear tonight with a few clouds. Into the morning on Friday, maybe a random shower or rumble up across southeast Nebraska. That's the complex that starts to cheat down this way, down I-29 and down the Missouri River. This has consistently been the general direction and placement of these scattered thunderstorms. So if you live up in Holt, Nottoway, Atchison, Missouri, Atchison, Kansas, the St. Joe area, and then down 29 to Kansas City, that's where I think a few of these spotty thunderstorms will be possible into that afternoon, and then a few more around into the evening, and a few more around into the overnight before, or the midnight time frame before the overnight really accelerates what radar could look like. So early Saturday morning might have some thunderstorms out there that to start the day, but then we should dry out. So I don't want you to cancel Friday evening plans, but just know there could be a few of these little pop-up spotty downpours on our radar in the region. Briefly might drive you inside 15-30 minutes, and then should be able to go on with our day. The overall impacts, wind and hail, the larger of the two concerns there. Let's get you a look at your latest 7-day forecast because, well, it's not too shabby. 84, 88 tomorrow, 68 Saturday morning, 65 Saturday afternoon, 81 on Sunday. Sunday morning, 64. Wow, that'd be beautiful to wake up to. 85 on Monday. Every morning will be in the 60s to right around 70 degrees. No super hot afternoons, but some of those afternoons will be uncomfortably warm. Upper 80s feeling like the 90s on Friday. Same thing again probably Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. So no first warns as of now. Love to see it. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Seriously, this afternoon and evening, it'll be really nice. Below normal for this time of the year too, so that is a plus. That's all I have for you today, and we thank you for joining us this morning on KCTV5 Plus and our streaming platforms. KCTV5 News at noon starts here in just a few minutes. Meteorologist Stevie Stevenson has the latest update for you with your forecast, and then please join us at 12:30. We have the First Warn 5 Weather Show Plus. It's 30 minutes all weather talk. Stevie and I will be on there today from 12:30 to 1. We hope you'll join us then. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday.